Ever wonder how your generator knows when to warm up, when to cool down, and how it manages to stay in that perfect temperature zone without overheating or freezing up? Well, there's a tiny but mighty component making that happen, and it is called the thermostat. Today, I'm going to explain how this little device works and why your engine needs it and what happens when it fails. Trust me, you shall never look at the temperature gauge the same way again. What is a thermostat? Okay, the first thing first. A thermostat is a temperature sensitive valve. It sits between your engine and your radiator and acts as the gatekeeper for coolant flow. Think of it like this. Your thermostat is a doorman at a nightclub. It decides when the crowd, that is the coolant, get to flow through to the radiator and when to hold them back so the party, that is the combustion chamber, can heat things up a little more. But why does the engine or your generator even need a thermostat? In a simple way, generator operates best at a certain temperature, not too hot, not too cold, just like Goldilocks. This is usually around 90 to 105 degrees Celsius. If your engine is too cold, fuel doesn't burn efficiently. If it is too hot, well, let's just say air gasket keep blowing, and you don't want that to happen to your engine. So let's crack open a thermostat and see what is inside a thermostat. Not literally, unless you got a spare, but here are what are the things that made up a thermostat. The first one is wax pellet cylinder. Wax pellet cylinder. This is the heart of the thermostat, and it filled with a special wax that expands when heated. Number two is valve plate. This valve plate is attached to a spring. This controls the opening and closing of the coolant pad. And number three is spring mechanism. It keeps the valve closed when the engine is cold. And number four is frame or housing. Typically, this is made from stainless steel or brass. It holds everything in place. Now, why wax? That is a good question to ask. The wax inside the pellet expand at a very specific temperature, usually around 90 degrees Celsius. When the wax melts, it pushes a rod outward, which forces the valve to open. Imagine a bar of chocolate left in the sun. It starts to expand, drip, and spread. That is the kind of what the wax does, only it doing precision work. Let's go step by step on how thermostat works. The first step is during the cold engine starting. When you start your generator on a cold morning, the thermostat remains closed. Why? Because the engine is too cold to run efficiently. With the valve shut down or shut, coolant is trapped in the engine block. This lets the engine to warm up faster. Remember, your engine wants to reach that ideal operating temperature as quick as possible. And what is number two, which is step two, is warm up phase. As the engine runs or as your generator runs, heat from the combustion warms the engine and the coolant surrounding it. Once the temperature of the coolant reaches around 90 degrees Celsius, the wax in the thermostat begins to melt. And that takes us to step three, which is the thermostat begins to open. The melting wax expands, pushes the piston outward, and compresses the spring. This opens the valve gradually. Coolant now begins to flow out of the engine and into the radiator. In the radiator, it cools down the releasing heat into the air via the radiator fin and fan. And step 4, temperature regulation. Now the thermostat starts to modulate. It opens and closes slightly based on the generator temperature. If the engine cools down too much, it closes a bit. If it starts getting hot again, it opens more. It is like the thermostat is always adjusting the faucet, ensuring just the right amount of coolant flow to maintain perfect temperature. And the 5th step is engine shutdown. What happens during the engine shutdown? When you turn off your engine, everything begins to cool. The wires contrast. As it cools, the spring pulls, the valve closes again, and the circle reset. Now let's talk about what happens if the thermostat fails in your generator. What happens? When the thermostat fails, there are two main failure modes. One, stock mode. If the thermostat fails to open, coolant is constantly flow. That may sound good, right? No, it means the engine may never reach optimal temperature, especially in cold weather. That resulted in these 4 things. 1, poor fuel efficiency. 2, sluggish performance. And 3, increased engine wear over time. And 4, higher emissions. That is when the thermostat fails and remains stuck open. What about the second one, stuck closed? Now, if the thermostat is stuck closed, coolant can't circulate to the radiator. That means the engine just keeps getting hotter and hotter until it overheats. And you start seeing steams. The temperature gauge goes to red and engine danger becomes likely. So a thermostat stuck closed can even warp the cylinder head, can blow the head gasket, or even crack the engine block. In extreme cases, you have learned about thermostat and the function of it in your engine and why it should not fail, and when it fails, how you should go about replacing it. Have you ever had a thermostat fail on your generator? What happened? Can you please drop a comment below, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on the notification for more deep analysis when it comes to diesel engine. Thanks for watching and stay cool. See you in another video.